Hello, everybody. We're talking about EMini Micros, newly launched by the CME last May. Okay, so can you see me okay or hear me okay?
Uh, I can
Okay.
hear you perfectly now.
Okay, awesome. All right. So what we got here is I put up an article or set of articles on my blog here called E Micros your answer for tiny risk on FX and USA market indices. Okay. So I know we talked about E minis. It was recommended to have about $2,500 in an account in Interactive Brokers. But with this type of instrument, you can chime in anytime you want, okay?
I'm gonna listen first. All
Okay,
right.
no problem.
Good.
Okay, so this is what I've discovered so far. The CME brought out these new products, okay? Let me just show you here. Um, so what we're talking about is this is now the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is heavily regulated in the U.S. has some liquidity, not a lot, but it's a great place to start because you have the regulation on your side and your foot is in the door the for the markets for the futures market, which is a big deal. Okay, so that is probably your answer right there. So these are the instruments you get to play around with. The major U.S. indices: S&P 500, Russell 2000, Nasdaq 100, and Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, that's pretty good. Even if the market turns, you can short that. Obviously, it's tougher to do, but you can do it. Plus, you get these 7 pairs in forex to play around with: euro and all U.S. dollar, euro, Australian dollar, Canadian, British pound, Japanese yen, Swiss franc, and the Indian rupee. Okay, I think of all these exchanges, the one that will probably explode is this one, the rupee. I don't know if you heard, but Apple is now making iPhones in India, and when you hear that, that's a good thing for India. So even if the market does start to tank globally, I think this one will do quite well, as long as India, the government, doesn't screw everything up. But there's a couple other things I can pull up from Interactive Brokers. Obviously, I think Interactive Brokers is the broker to start on, just because that you have the ability to trade these, and then as you hopefully grow your account, you can get into real futures, and then eventually make your way into options, which Interactive Brokers support pretty well everything. You cannot trade retail forex until you build up an account of about, I believe it's 20 or 25,000 US. But you can, as I said, you can trade the EMini Micros, those pairs I was telling you about,
Right.
those 7 pairs. So for what it costs, it's a pretty good
Point of entry.
point of entry, exactly. And the cost is really doable too. I mean, 32 cents to 47 cents all in, that's now round trip. So you just double it, so under $1. That's pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is.
And I like it. Now, the other question we had was regarding margin, margin requirement.
Okay.
From what let me just go here. So there's another broker that specializes in like that. Is it's a futures broker, Optimus.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some research on this one, but I would just stick with the one with Interactive Brokers. So here, there is some talk of the margin requirements. That's going to be the thing that will hold people back. So here's the margin requirement right here for these. So EMini Micro, the requirement is as low as $200. Okay, and I believe that's for day trading only. So I think that would mean that you would have to close out your position by the end of business day in Chicago time. That's what I'm assuming. And then if you want full margin, meaning if you want to hold overnight, I would assume you need $630 margin requirement. And you can see here for the DJIA it's 200, Nasdaq 200, Russell 200, and then even 339 to hold overnight for the Russell 2000. That's pretty good. Okay, and from my experience with the bucketed market, the forex, and this is my big beef with the forex retail market space with all the brokers that I won't mention. They're bucket shops. I'm not going to go into it. I can you can get the link here if you want to read more about that at this optimusfutures.com link. So that's a pretty good point of entry for everything, including Forex or FX really in the futures market on top of the U.S. market indices, and it's heavily regulated, so you're protected by the CFTC when any of these brokers step out of line. But again, I mean, Interactive Brokers have been around for pretty well decades, and they've never had any bad negative stories against them or falsely accused of this or that. I'm sure it exists, but not on a mass scale like what you'd see in other brokers and exchanges. Okay, so that's the big advantages there. And as I said, I think there's two big things going for you. Is that you're protected under the CFTC or the U.S. regulation. And the thing is, I was looking, like, I go through the Google News every day, and the big one that I'm finding, there is something called gold, like a gold micro. It's in here somewhere, and you can't, there is a gold micro if you want to trade gold as well. And I think there might be oil micros as well, but they're not put out by the CME. So those kind of micros, it may exist as well, but they may have different margin requirement. They may have different contract sizes as well. So that's pretty well the spiel that I've got. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Yeah, I think so, because and the other thing is, just so I'm going to put up on YouTube. So the platform that we've talked about between me and you is MotiveWave. Just so you know, with the Elite, I put up two projects on MotiveWave using Java that will help you connect into Redis. And then there's another one that shows you how to do a debug statement as well. So I posted that on Friday. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. You posed a good question about MotiveWave. Because I was watching one of your videos and you talked about IB.
Yeah.
What's it called? IB Sync?
Oh, you mean the gateway?
Well, Python. Within Python.
Yeah, you can connect into Interactive Brokers with Python. Go ahead.
Right, I know that. I'm talking about you can go just straight from Python, Linux, straight into IB from what you were saying on that video.
Yes, you can.
So why would mess with MotiveWave? Is here the front end. You want to sit there and watch it, look at the history, but it's so fast dealing with Linux.
Well, yes, but there's other problems too. Let's talk about that in the world of crypto. Okay, with crypto and Python and connecting on Linux, the problem is when you have trading ideas. You have a number of things. I've asked for a bunch of algorithms from people. I've tried to implement them, did the research to see if you can implement all the trading rules in Python.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it, but the question is, are they coded up right? Are they going to give you the exact expected result? And there's a whole wonkiness that you have to pull together to completely implement that algorithm. Whereas in MotiveWave, what you have is you like all the algorithms I tested, all those indicators, or they call them studies, existed in MotiveWave. So so
you could use the same thing.
Right, but you could do it all visually, play around with all the combinations and trading rules that you have that you set up visually with all the indicators or studies with MotiveWave, okay? And then you could save that as a template, and then you could apply it to other instruments, other asset classes, other data providers, all in one shop, all in one house. And you can easily switch it over to other time frames as well. Now, if you want to try to do that same thing in Python, that's a pretty tall order to implement. So what I'm saying
Okay.
is when you do like I'm at a point now where I have most likely a very profitable bot in crypto. Okay, so now I want to start looking at coding up new algorithms and trading ideas and trading strategies. Okay, but I don't
Gotcha.
want to spend, let's say, a year to get where I am with Python. Okay, I'm not saying that it will take you that long, but that's how long it took me. Whereas if you use MotiveWave, you have so many tools at your disposal, uh, and it's done visually. You will save and cut out a lot of time. And between the Python world and the MotiveWave, you're trying to achieve the same goal.
Okay.
Okay, and when it comes to Linux versus MotiveWave, I mean, okay, yeah, there's a Windows option, but that's the way of the world where you want to run certain applications. You do have to invest quite a bit into a rig, a computer rig, probably putting on 32, maybe even 64 gigs of RAM to build out a really heavy duty MotiveWave environment. But you can run multiple strategies in that rig environment in MotiveWave, and that's what it's built for.
Yeah. I was gonna spend about $150 on it, but
Oh,
just this initial one, and then down the line, do another big rig. You're right.
so when you say $150 on MotiveWave, the software?
No, I'm talking about the hosting server.
Oh, I see. You mean like on a monthly basis, like the
Right.
host?
Uh huh.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that's another option I never thought of.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's the other thing. I heard you mention that it's not a good idea to be using hosting services because it's not really considered secure.
Well, I can't say what's secure or not secure, right? Because I'm not a hosting provider. But what I will say, it's something. If like if you're traveling a lot,
Right.
that might be a decent idea. Or what you could do is you can just get a heavy duty laptop that gives you that kind of memory size on that laptop itself, and spend the $3,000-4,000 and run it off that. If you want to take it to go, because I've done my research, these gaming PCs on Windows are pretty good. And there's one of these popular YouTube channels with one of these hardware guys who does all the mobile and gaming PCs. He's saying that you can get like really heavy duty, really good laptops for like 3 grand on Windows. So that's an option too. In terms
Right.
of hosting a server, I can't say, I'm no expert in it, but I don't see why not, why you can't do it. You just got to find a really good Windows hosting provider that will kind of maybe offer you some kind of guarantee on the security of it. But again, then you're dealing with the security of Windows itself, right?
True.
So, I mean, it just depends how you configure it, but it's an option. I think it's a wise option. I know people that do it.
Okay, but I'm going to do it. I'm not. I want to host a server because I have a lot of spikes here in my area, and plus electricity. Get a good rain, electricity goes down.
Yeah.
I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be where I'm at. I'm like right across from the little, the new COs, and we have fiber optic out of that thing, so I could do it here. But again, my intention is not to be always stuck to and chained to a computer out of my home. I would probably want to put it on a web server.
Right.
So that's something I'd talk about. My thing is, let me get a really good set of strategies before I get to that point, right?
Okay. So now I'm going to pretty much. I've been kind of like dragging my feet with this. I don't want to like contact you during the week
Oh, it's
with these
okay.
questions. I wait for the meetings, but I'm doing the RSI. I'm gonna do the ROC
Yep.
and ROC and RSI. I think that pretty much you do it to 5 to 15 minute to 30.
Hmm.
And no, you did the 5, 15, and an hour
Well,
on each one.
I will tell you. Just remember, this is all. I don't want to use the word experimentation, which it kind of is. Right
Uh-huh.
now, with this bot that I'm speaking of, that seems to be doing pretty good. This one, I'm actually testing it in Binance right now in the live market with live money. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, a lot of times it is taking good returns, uh, good profit. I'm just gonna see. Just took on a position. So right here, it started last night. There's 2 positions that were put on. It doesn't trade a lot. That's the thing. But I paper traded it since. Oh, you can see right here. You can see here. This started last night, and as long as the sells are higher than the buys, this is the total. This is when you net out the commission. You can see here we have a profitable position here. This one's a loss. 13. This is. Let me just make sure. Okay, so this one's a loss. This one's a profit. 40. That one's a loss. 39. This one's a profit. And then, so we have 4 positions, and it looks like, I think 3 out of 4 or 5 are profitable. Maybe 2 out of 4. So, considering that this one's is probably as close as you can get with consistent profitability. And how I did that was I'm watching hourly charts.
Okay.
I'm watching by the minute, so I'm doing minute.
Right.
I only do by the minute when it takes on a position. Okay, so it does so here is the hourly and 24-hour moves. Okay, so when it's higher than 0 on the hourly move, that's why I'm checking. But I check this every 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm checking with hourly data every 2 minutes, and then I'm calculating certain things. So the first point of contact to limit the entry. Remember we talked about it last week?
Yes.
Okay, you gotta find a way to prevent bad trades from happening. Okay, the first thing you look at is the over a certain amount of hours. Okay, you're looking for volatility, and then that's when you're looking at either momentum or ROCP, rate of change percentage. Okay, so what you're looking for is you figure out the amount of hours you want to set to look back, and you also want to factor out during that timeline how many of those, let's say hourly or minute or 5, 15 minute, whatever you choose, over those amount of hours. What you're looking for out of all those moves, how many of them are positive and how many of them are negative. Okay. So let's say you do 4 hours. Okay. And you look at those moves over maybe a minute, or using a 5 minute or even a 15 minute. But you could just use 1 minute. And if you see more than 1/3 of those entire moves are negative,
right,
that means you've got pretty strong criteria time when the price is stable. It's not moving.
Gotcha.
It's not moving down rapidly. But when you look at these are the top 20 coins here. But if you look at the percentage of moves on the last hour that are negative, those are the ones you don't want to take as trades. Why? Because those are going to have a much higher probability of going against you when you take on the position. So you tell your bot not to take those trades. If there's too much negative volatility, do not take the trade. That's the first point that you got to check to make sure that the price is stable over a certain amount of hours, and to make sure using either momentum or ROCP that the negative moves are not too high where you can say, yes, there's too much volatility in this price at this time. Because if there is, do not take the trade.
Gotcha.
There's not enough established support to drive up the price. Right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No, I mean, I follow you. I follow that logic when I was watching.
Right.
But this is the key question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Last week I asked you, what would happen if I had another server that actually ran, so I was doing it every 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Instead of a minute. How would they know that I was doing that?
Well, I'll tell you, I had that exact situation after you asked that. I had two bots running in parallel against the same Binance account. Within like 6 hours, Binance cut me off because I put in too many requests. Remember we talked about that too?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh. So I thought it was just a free request that you can go in and pull.
Yes, but they're trading rules that Binance have set up. You can only put out so many requests per minute per hour. If you put too many out there, they cut you off.
Yeah, but what if he was able to mask the requests so they won't know it's you?
Well, what you could do is you could set up another account. Like that's another way to do it. Like just set up another Binance account.
Okay, you could do that.
Right.
And not trade and just let. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
So if you set up another account and it's coming from Russia, let's say, just send a request, bang, 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 bang. And so now you knock it down to 30 seconds. It's half. You want to do, say you do 3, you knock it down when you're like, let me see, 30 seconds. Oh, I'm sorry, every 20 seconds.
Yeah,
you have a request. You have 3 of them going around the world.
But
how would they know? Huh?
But here's the problem is, let's say you do what you suggested, that you spoof your IP, and I'm assuming you're going to do that through some kind of VPN technology, right?
Right.
Okay, the problem there is that you're going to get delays because of the VPN technology, right? So when you use that price to get the, let's say, fetch the latest price, you're going to be out of sync.
Gotcha.
Right?
So now when I do the request, I have to show my username and password in the active key?
You can, with Binance, you can, in Asia, you can set up Binance with an anonymous account. Like, they don't care who you are. It's when you start transferring money out of the account, that's when they care who you are. But
okay, so you can do it then.
Yes, technically you could do it, for sure.
Okay, we just have to have, it can't be in the same IP range, then they'll pick that up.
Right. But because you're connecting into the same server, so you'll still be technically in sync with your other account. So yes, you could kind of maybe get away with it.
Yeah, but they wouldn't know because what pretty much you're doing is what I would do is set up an NFS mount from one to the other, and then it's just writing to that file. After it would be some form of delay, I would agree.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out like how. Well, now if they catch you, they don't close your account and take your money, do they?
No, I don't. No. I don't think they do that. But what they would do, the worst that would happen, they would just cut off your requests. Like they're not going to touch your account.
Also, it's worth the try. I'm gonna do it after
maybe.
this.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with Binance, you got to remember, or any crypto exchanges, what you could do as a test to ensure that they're legit is put some Bitcoin, crypto, whatever it is, in the account and withdraw the account. If you have to wait a number of days to get your money, that means they're schlocky. Like they're no good. Because what they should do is when you put your request to withdraw out of the account, they should then put that request onto the blockchain with the amount, with your address, your crypto address or wallet address. And within an hour or 2 hours, you should be able to get your money. It's not like multiple days to get that. Where I've tested with Binance numerous times, and you can get your money really quickly.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I mean that's so far today that what I'm seeing. But again, I'm only transferring a couple $100, and we're not dealing with thousands or beyond, right? So that you might get different results with that. But if you have tiny accounts, I don't think really Binance really cares about that.
Well, that's the only way I can think of pulling it over. You can't go to Coin Market. You can't go there, but so many hits either, correct?
Sorry, say it again?
Well, Coin Market, you can't go there, but there's so many requests with that website, correct?
Are you referring to CoinMarketCap?
Right.
No, CoinMarketCap or any of these like Crypto Compare, you can get a paid account and you can put as many requests you want with that service because you're paying for it.
Yeah, but you said that's a delay too. You're not getting
it's not a delay. What it is it's going to be out of sync with your account. But yet I'm using CoinMarketCap and I've not had any problems to be able to time entries and or exits. Because all I care about right now with CoinMarketCap is that I get an entry based upon what CoinMarket tells me, and I will see that pair is being driven up. So there is some synchronization there, but when you start watching, so once you start putting your pairs onto the watch list like here, now you're dealing with Binance itself.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'm going to get now. I've been saying it for the past couple of weeks, but tonight I'm gonna write this thing up and I'm gonna get it started to get it out and onto production.
Yeah.
Well, my question to you is, what's this? Okay, I can do the same things: RCP, RSI, the 5, the 15, 1 hour.
Yeah.
I can do it straight across within MotiveWave, correct?
On crypto?
No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm talking about this new futures thing with IB.
You mean taking the same trading logic that we're talking about and then applying it to the world of MotiveWave and EMini Micro?
Yes.
That I can't say because I can't sit here and say, does the futures market in these E-mini micros, do they move as fast as crypto? Because if they're slow moving or they move tiny amounts like in Forex, chances are they're not the same trading logic cannot be applied because they don't move as fast.
So what do you think? I don't want. What do you think is best to do level 2 and the bid and ask?
Maybe I can't say, and the other concern I have with E-mini micros is the liquidity and volume. Like I put up a link about bar chart. I don't know if you know about this link, but if you look up most active futures bar chart.com, this is a very good link to know about because this will tell you currently in real time what are the most active futures right now, and the one that you want to look for. Remember, you're not going to get access to these actual instruments because, here. Okay, we want most active futures. I think maybe this one. Like I said, these are the actual real future contracts. These are not the micros. Boy, I don't know what's going on here. But there is this link available that you can go in and check on which are the most active, and it will give you the volume at that time. So I know it's in here somewhere. It's on my blog, but it's a good link to have.
Well, with the MotiveWave, I can actually look at the 1 hour, 2 hour. If you can go back in time and look and see how it was moving, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, the problem here it is. The problem with all of these other asset classes, one thing I really like about crypto, is this capability to give you what are the top 20 traded cryptocurrencies right now. You don't have that ability in the world of futures or forex. You have to calculate that yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. See, here's the link I'm telling you right now. So I don't know what percent change this is. Volume. Now, the question is, maybe, just maybe, you might be able to get what I'm speaking of with the data that I'm talking about in crypto like this, the top 20, but you may be able to get that listed and access it through something like bar chart by paying for this type of ranking. Because if you get this kind of ranking available to you, you have a chance. Like all you got to do is just do what are the top movers right now in the world of futures. You can see right here, your best ones that are moving are British pound and these other ones, sugar and Japanese yen. So knowing that right now, that's what you could focus on trading.
Gotcha.
But does Interactive Brokers give you access to that? And chances are will be no. But you could probably use the data to collect it and calculate it on your own. But you want my opinion? I would rather be able to just pay for the access and access something like bar chart for that, because I do know that they have an API that you can pay for to get data like this. Because this,
that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, because this is the best kind of data to work with. Is because do you want to work with a poor performing asset like Australian dollar, but you know that the British pound is up 0.5%, right?
Right.
So, and the other way to know about what moves, You can just check this chart in real time and see how fast everything's moving, right? If you wait 5 minutes, you'll be able to see how's everything moving. And the other thing is, how high up does it move? Because I don't, well, you don't, I don't know if you, I'm pretty sure you don't have leverage in futures, but this is a good way to check the status of what's moving in the futures market right now. And then you have access to British pound and the Japanese yen as a micro.
Okay.
So that might be a way to trade that. And there looks like there's some decent volume there as well. So this is probably a good a place to start in.
I still say, from what I'm watching on with the videos and everything, that
Yeah.
may be a good idea if I go do the crypto.
Oh
And
yeah.
actually set up the other, like break it down instead of getting 1 minute, break it down 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Because it probably costs you $50 per server or $60 per server. And just take the template from one to another and just delay it so you're getting it every 15 seconds instead of a minute. You can probably come, it could assist you with, you won't have so many losses, pretty much, as I'm saying.
Yeah. But another way is just sit here and watch this, see what moves and the amount it moves and how long it stays moving for that level. I mean, I'm so comfortable now with what I know what moves in crypto because I've been doing it for so long. But when it comes to the futures market, I think this is probably your best point of contact to get that answer, is just to watch what's moving.
That's really something. The British pound is moving more than the euro. That's really something.
Well, that's
Normally
because
the other. I'm sorry.
that's because of all the news coming out of England about this new election on December 12th.
Oh.
So, like, if you wait it out for another couple hours, like even tonight, you may get some other movers, like who knows, an Asian currency or whatnot. Right now, it's very quiet because of Remembrance, or not. Well, we call it Remembrance Day. You guys call it Remembrance Day, not Memorial Day.
Right.
So that's why everything's quiet right now.
Oh, sure, it is a holiday. I forgot.
Is it a holiday in the U.S.?
Yes, it is.
So everyone's not working today.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm going to say, sorry. I mean, honestly, I think I can make maybe 2-3% every couple of days within this new EMini.
Yeah.
The micro EMini.
Yeah.
So I'll just go with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of activity happening, but there is some. Like you don't have access to sugar, but at least you have a little bit of access to the Japanese yen and the British pound as a future contract via the micro.
Well, once you get the template set up, it's no biggie. Just get a couple of dollars and get into the higher ones.
Yeah. You see, right now you can see right here the Dow Mini Futures is at 0, and
Right.
that's something to watch now if that starts to move up. So, yeah, it just moved up 0.01. So this may be driven up now, and all you got to do is just watch this and just see how things move, and there's definitely activity, and I'll tell you with the MotiveWave 6, with the new features that how you can analyze the futures data through CQG or Rhythmic. I have never seen anything on the depth that the MotiveWave goes to look at market data in the futures market. So I think if you watch this type of strategy or this kind of logic on what moves and maybe build some kind of strategy around it, there's definitely, I mean, you're not going to make oodles of money like you can with crypto, but there's some definite potential here. And the one thing that attracts me to this is the regulation, because you're protected as compared to a forex bucket shop, because
Right.
I know you're crazy about the high leverage, but I mean,
I'm not anymore.
well,
Yeah, I'm not anymore.
well, the thing is that let's just go back if you were, okay. And first of all, globally, all that crazy leverage is going to be gone, okay, with a quote unquote legit broker. Okay, the
Okay.
only last place that I know, the last country that may allow it is in Australia. But the thing is, the regulator there has already put a warning on the brokers to segregate the foreigners from the domestic Australian accounts. And they
Right.
will at some point clamp down on that crazy leverage. And the most you can get is maybe 30, 40, I don't know. But at the end of the day, even if you were to go with one of those brokers and you do make a bit of money, good luck in trying to transfer that money out. Right?
I got you.
Because this is my whole dilemma with the broker that I wanted to go with, like Owanda. They have virtually no customer support. It's crap. Okay? If you can't talk to somebody, how can you sit there and tell me I'm going to trust this broker that's not even got any form of customer service?
Got you.
Because the customer service I got out of Owanda, it was like you wait 5 days and you get a one line answer and it's useless response.
Gotcha.
And I've had that multiple times. I haven't gone out to Binance yet asking questions, but because it's so easily to set up, I'm very comfortable with how things work in Binance because I'm not asked ever a question to Binance for anything.
All right, but I was gonna say,
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do is work on this. But I have a friend of mine that's a Unix engineer. And I'm gonna
Okay.
ask him how would I set this up so there's multiple servers. We're gonna have them go. Should we use a WebFS directory or should we use an NFS directory? Everything come back to the center computer and then it's reading the log off that one and it's making a decision based on that. So not just a minute. I'm gonna work on that while I'm gonna get this done this evening. Have this thing all typed up. But you're saying I gotta play with it, either do the level 2 or do the bid and ask,
Yep. Bid and ask.
or
Yeah.
do the ROCP,
You
maybe the
see,
RSI.
the thing is,
I really like those. Those are very good, especially in crypto. I mean, you notice we go through the videos.
yeah,
And
but
wow, those things are excellent.
But the thing is, with the new bot, this one I'm testing right now in Binance.
Right.
This one I just showed you. I'm not even using any bid and ask. It's just pure ROCP, and I think that's it. And it's testing
Really?
moment. That's there's no bid and ask at all. And I got it to a
Good.
point where I'm pretty comfortable where it can profit pretty nicely.
Okay.
And the thing is, this is the hardest market because when you look at the latest moves, let's say, let me just pull this. So this would be the latest right here. See how negative downward
Uh-huh.
force we have, but yet it's still profiting. That's how decent this little bot is. Where imagine if we had that Friday night where Bitcoin moves up 40%, what this thing will be able to do.
Exactly. We'll catch it.
Yeah, it'll catch not just one, but look at the 24-hour moves on this one, Stellar, 3%, or this one Cosmos or Atom at 250. The reason my bot's not picking that up, it's because as I said that test where those two coins are too volatile where my bot does not want to trade it, and if it did, there's probably more than a 50% chance that trade will be a loser.
Gotcha.
That's why it doesn't take those trades. So the ones it's trading right now is EOS, XRP, and this now Cardano. That's what it's been trading because it may catch the last portion of the trade on the
Mm-hmm.
upswing, but it can still be able to confirm that there is momentum in that price at that time and then get a little bit of profit on the last tail of that spike.
Okay.
That's
I
what I'm
really
looking at.
appreciate it. I really do.
No
Man,
problem, man.
I had no idea when I first joined the group that this type of information would be available. I heard you mention about TA Lib one time when I first started watching the videos that this thing is very powerful. And then when I got into looking at this, I was like, oh my God. Look at the speed of this thing.
Yeah, that's why I like crypto. And remember, there's no leverage involved.
I know.
That's the beauty of it. Because right now, if you try to do the same thing in Forex, good luck. You can possibly make money in Forex, but with that retail broker, they got two things going against you. If you try to do a withdrawal of the account, they'll probably put you through some form of harassment. And the other thing is, even if you set a take profit on your software, like with MetaTrader, chances are they'll prematurely kick you out of the trade, so you're not going to make what you think you should make.
Right.
That's what that, and not only that, but they have a market making desk that will put in the trades to go against you.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, and not that, the commission fees are a lot higher as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is this crypto is 24/7.
I know. No, 7 days a week. That's what I want to get into it.
Yeah,
I'm going to
this
do. But I'm
never
going to do
closes.
the what's the name? Let it run 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. On this futures thing.
Yeah. So there's two opportunities there. There are algorithms I'm looking at that look really, really strong right now as potential for the futures market. And you
Okay.
both you and me both know what is already built into MotiveWave. There's so much in there to play around with.
But you were telling me not to use harmonics. That was one. You said not to mess with it.
I'm not saying don't use in harmonics. There's harmonics and Gartley, right? The same thing.
Right. Uh-huh.
I'm not saying don't use it. Just don't use it exclusively.
Oh, to have that and.
Yeah, overlay it with other indicators to confirm your trades.
Okay.
Okay. Because another thing I'm noticing, I go into Google all the time looking for news. Okay.
Right.
And one indicator that comes up all the frickin' time is Elliott Wave. And I'm not a firm believer in things like that. My question is, why are so many people using Elliott Wave? And the thing is, with MotiveWave, I can go in and play around with Elliott Wave and play around with all the parameters and not have to do any form of programming whatsoever.
Oh, there's your answer right there.
That's what I'm saying. That research, I can play around with an idea or a theory that I may have or come to me, and just play around with it and figure out the parameters or the conditions I would need to see if I can get something that's profitable and consistently profitable. But you cannot do that with Python. That's the problem with Python. Not saying Python's a problem, but to be able to look at something like a trading idea and to visually look at an idea and to be able to confirm yes or no, there is money to be made here in this idea. And that's what I really like about platforms like MotiveWave. And as I keep saying, MotiveWave's the only thing that I've seen that can do any of this stuff. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my next question.
Yeah.
On the bid and ask, so how do you figure out which direction to go? Is the bid, because you said once they get below 6.
You mean the 60%?
Which way do you go? Do you do it based on the other two?
Well, what are we talking? Forex or crypto?
Okay, this is for core futures.
See, I don't know there because I've been watching a very long video on Saturday on options trading.
Right.
And I do know if you watch, are you familiar with an options chain?
I'm not too familiar with it. I'm not.
Okay. Yeah.
The way it looks, I might just do this thing in crypto because
I think it would.
There's not a lot of information on futures right now.
Well, what I would do is develop your chops in crypto, okay? Because you can start with crypto, make very small trades, and test those trades at a minimum. Like right now, if I was to just trade minimum Ethereum, it's like $2. So I can easily afford $2 trades when things don't work out.
Right, exactly.
But with futures, it's like $150. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So what I would do is work on developing your chops on the bot side, build up your confidence using the indicators, and once you're really comfortable getting to that point, then move into futures.
Okay, I'm gonna start this in on futures. I'll be on crypto tonight.
Yeah, I just focus on crypto right now.
Okay, so now with that, I'm gonna do the RSI,
Yeah, all that
ROCP.
stuff.
Okay, great.
Yeah, keep it
Got it.
simple. Keep it
Slam
simple.
dunk. I'm gonna get that set up first. Then I'm gonna work on
The future.
bringing in the data under a minute, and that should be once I can figure I can do it under a minute, and then not figure like say do 4. So I have like 15 seconds, and figure out the template on where I can backdoor it so they don't see me doing this.
Yeah.
Then I can take I can do that. Hopefully, once I get it done, get the first one going, it should take me about maybe a week or 2.
Well,
once I get it down pat.
Here's a tip I can give you. Let's say you have everything on your watch list, and we do it on, as I described here in this bot, right? So you're going to watch only the movers, okay? Only the movers, right? Anything that's moving over 0% on an hourly basis, okay? What you can do is in this case, you only have 4 instruments or 4 pairs that are going to be checking every 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you keep it that low, you'll be within their threshold. But if you want to do it under what you want, under a minute, what you can do is, let's say in my case, on the position, this is just an idea. On the position, so I have 2 positions on right now, I can go out and do, through CCXT, a fetch. Okay, so the fetch will get me the latest price. So you could do as many fetches as you want. If you want to do it with every minute, or sorry, every second, every 2 seconds, you can do that, getting the fetch on the latest price.
Wait a minute, hold on. I missed that. So say it one more time now.
Let me show you here. Okay, so you go to CCXT, right?
Right.
Okay, so CCXT, Python.
Yeah.
Fetch. Okay. Now we're gonna focus on Binance. So let me see. Let me take out that Binance. Okay. So if you use this function called fetch. I'm just hoping, I'm looking for one that has fetch orders. So what you could do is you could put out.
Give you the script already. Oh my God.
This is why I like it, dude. So right here, you could use this example. You got your API, your secret key.
Right. I gotta get that from Binance. To see API key.
Yeah. But here's the thing. This is all you got to do is just do a fetch right here. Just do a fetch, and that fetch will return your latest price.
Okay.
And you could call that on the exact pair you want every second, every 2 seconds.
And they okay with that?
Well, yes and no, because it comes back to those trading rules. How many fetches you put per whatever, per minute, per second. They're pretty. The threshold's fairly high, right? But I would only do it once you put on a position, once you have an open position or an open order. And then start doing your fetches on the open order. I may do that. Okay? So you can technically get as many fetches as you want on a particular pair that's real time. And you could do that every second if you want it. But you have to work within the trading rules set out by Binance so that you don't go beyond the threshold of what Binance set as a trading rule.
I got you.
Because then they'll cut you off.
So then now I'd have to establish another account for every one that I did.
Yeah, you and remember, you could set up anonymously as many accounts as you want. And all you got to do is just do this fetch.
Right.
Okay?
Slam dunk, that's it.
I think so, for what you're looking for. But again, I'm finding really good success without the need of the bid and ask. And
I don't need that either. I'm not going to deal with that at all.
I'm just giving you options, dude. That's all I'm doing.
Right. Okay.
This is a decent option for what you're looking for. And I only found this out maybe a week ago, and I'm thinking, yeah, I could use that.
Wow, this is nice.
But the thing is, remember, I'm right now. Okay, I'm right now. Where's my Binance order history? So right now, this is Binance for non-Americans. Okay. because this is the full Asian-based Binance exchange, right? So I can take this same logic, okay, that I built, and now basically just switch out from Binance to Binance US and have two bots with the same performance, one for Binance and then one for Binance US. You got me?
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
And then I can replicate that with other new exchanges that Binance opens up. Because they have now a new decentralized exchange. They have a new exchange for Jersey, which is for Europe and the UK. And nothing changes except for the exchange that you're on and a different account. But the trading logic stays the same.
Gotcha.
So if you find a winning bot, you can replicate this for all these different exchanges.
But hold on, wait a minute. But now, remember one time you told me if you had 10 grand, you could do shorting in crypto. That's gone now. You can't do that anymore. Correct?
Everything's changing so fast in crypto right now. The crypto exchange that you could legally short on is getting spun off, which means they're dying basically in another way. Okay, there's so much consolidation right now in the crypto exchanges, and the ones that are left, from what I'm seeing, are con artists. That's how I'm seeing it.
Right.
So, Kraken maybe, but the problem with Kraken has got bad technology. Like you put an order in, it's gonna fail, and I've had that numerous times, and I just said, screw it, I'm going back to Binance. Here I am with no problems. So, as it moves forward with all these problems, I think you're best to stay in the world of Binance for crypto. That's right now. That's what I'm saying. But mind you, remember CCXT, the project, the Python package?
Right.
They are constantly adding new exchanges. Constantly. So there may be some better exchanges getting added to what they support, and with the same bot that you develop that performs, all you gotta do is just switch out the exchange. Right? So
right.
There is opportunities here, but what is reliable as an exchange and what isn't is a factor. Like Bittrex, Bitfinex, Polionex, these are other U.S. brokers, U.S. exchanges, but from what I'm reading, they may be dying, right? Like Kraken's still out there, right? But their technology sucks.
That's unbelievable. All these different dude,
look at them all. This is what CCXT supports right here. All of these. It's over 100.
Right, but I can't. You said, but those are kind of corrupt, you tell me.
Well, the one that's not corrupt, okay, for US is Coinbase Pro. Where is it? Coinbase Pro, right here. This one is US, okay? The problem with that is the commission fees, they just raised it to 0.5%, right? So the kind of bot I may have, because that commission fee may be too high, he might not be able to get the bot to produce a profit.
0.5%?
0.5%. And with Binance, it's 0.1%. And a lot of people complain about Coinbase Pro. I think Coinbase.
Wait a minute. That's not that high, really, because we have $100.
No, it's not that high. But if you started doing the math on the orders here, on the profit levels,
right?
Remember we talked about the ATR? Remember we talked about the multiplier?
Right.
You have to set your multiplier on the exit to make sure it covers the commission fees. So, for instance, if you know your Binance commission fee is going to be 0.1%, you have to do the buy and the sell. So you have to double it. So now the commission fee is going to be 0.2 round trip, right? 0.2%. Right. With me?
I'm with you.
Okay, cool. So then what you do is you just add on the multiplier on the ATR to cover that commission fee.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you'll eke out a little bit a little bit of profit when you take out the commission fee. But when you start to look at Coinbase, now again, I'm no expert here, but this is my assumption on Coinbase right here. So let's
Okay.
say you have a commission fee of 0.5%.
Right.
You now have to take your multiplier, and just to break even on the position using ATR, you have to have a multiplier of 1.5.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes! No! Okay.
Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's what you got to be careful of. The commission fee, and if you're using ATR, you got to make sure that your multiplier covers the commission fee, and whatever you set on top of, you net out, that's your profit.
But Coinbase, you can't short. So
I don't
why
think
even
you
mess with
can.
it?
I don't think you can.
I don't understand. Why would they not allow you to short?
I'm not sure which ones you can short on, which ones you can't. I will tell you from a shorting perspective, that's pretty hard to do. And even if you could do it, I think, well, I shouldn't say that, but there is opportunity definitely in shorting, but that's something I'm putting on the back burner. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I just rather just work on a long only. So
Okay.
that's what I've been like for the last little while. Because I want to build a bot that I know can work. Let me test it. Let me see if it works, and then start adding new ideas to it. Once I'm comfortable with this one.
Right now, this thing that you just typed in with Google is CCXT Python Fetch
Yep.
and Binance.
Yep.
And that should get me. That should actually get me to that script.
Yes. Your exact
Okay.
Python script that you're looking for. Yeah.
Because I was going to test that out, get 2 accounts. I got to figure out, I know a friend figured out what would be the best thing, be the fastest way to get it to a centralized Linux box.
Yep.
Okay, that's the first thing. Now, you have pretty much all the scripts and everything within your, I saw that the downloads and all that stuff within the training package. I got to go through them again. I didn't download them.
Well, but remember in my elite section, I'm constantly updating stuff.
Right.
Like
That's going to be a little while.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you have questions about it, let me know. Let me see if I can log in here. So for anybody else that may be watching this, if you come under, let's say, I just created a new MotiveWave category here, right here.
Okay.
So if you're looking for that package or those source code samples, this is it here. That's with the Redis.
Right.
Okay. So that's just one example, and I just put that up on Friday. But if you want to look for the latest stuff, all you got to do is just come under the Elite, and then you'll look for software, the software category.
Okay.
It's somewhere in here. That's where I update everything, all the latest software programming stuff. Oh, right here. Elite member software right here.
Uh-huh.
So all of that stuff gets updated right here. So you'll see, like pulling, that's what we did last week. P&L from Binance order history spreadsheet. This one, all kinds of stuff. That's where all the latest programming stuff now gets posted.
I'll go through it.
Okay.
No problem, I will.
And I'm sure I'm going to be posting new stuff as well.
Because the way you have it set up, I don't even need to develop. I can do this on my own.
Yeah, I mean, I have lots of samples out there. I'm constantly updating with the source code walkthroughs.
Right. Oh. Whew.
But we're definitely getting. I feel I'm getting I'm pretty well there with confidence as I'm testing out this real live test with this bot. And I just have to analyze stuff to see what's making money and which ones, because it took on, looks like 5 positions. And as long as Ada of Cardano's performing, we're doing okay.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, but I think this is as good as you're going to get in terms of profiting in the world of crypto with this current bot, because you can calculate how long these positions are put on for. So
Right.
there was a loser here where it was put on at 1925, 7:30, let's say, and it was held for almost geez, almost 10 hours. Yeah, over 12, almost 12 hours. Well, over 12 hours, and that was a loser.
Gotcha.
And that's the problem with this type of crypto, is that it moves so fast to of the volatility. Uh, this is the difficult part of crypto. It moves so fast, and when you put on a position, it moves against you. But if you can get a 50 or even a 60% winning ratio, I think you got yourself a really good winner.
Okay, I'm sure I'm gonna try.
Yeah, but remember, this is crypto against crypto. But if I went crypto against a fiat currency like a US dollar, which is much more stable, I should be able to do much, much better with the same trading bot.
But now, in your video you had I think Ethereum against gold, or one of them against gold. Was it gold was
Against
the base?
the only closest, well, there might be a so-called crypto coin that is supposed to be backed by gold, but I know Tether is the one that's backed by US dollar. That makes sense? Or what you're
Makes
looking?
sense.
Okay, so if you let's say if that was the question, can you trade in the Tether market like the USDT? The answer is no, because there's not enough volume. Like I've tested this a week ago in the
Right.
world of Tether and BNB
Okay.
as the base quote coin. You cannot positions don't get taken in those coins in those markets. So to answer your question, can you trade in US dollar Tether? I'm finding the answer is no, because there's just not enough liquidity to there's just too many gaps in whatever pair you're trading. And same
Gotcha.
same with Ripple, same with now they have Tron. They've added Tron as a new market, and there's just I'm not finding where my bot will take positions in those markets. The only ones it takes positions is either Ethereum and Bitcoin. That's it.
Okay.
But anything
Yeah,
else it won't take positions in.
I'm gonna go through your scripts and then try to figure it out.
Okay. Okay, man.
Man, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be some serious work now.
Well,
I'm gonna go
it's
through those. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just saying it, but with my efforts, it takes out a lot of wasted effort for other people.
Say it again.
What I'm saying is, for the last, let's say, year or so in this work that I've done,
Uh huh.
because I put up all the content for guys like you, it
Right.
saves you a lot of time of wasted effort.
If for me,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
no, it's just like direct, straight to it.
yeah,
Make your
that's
little
right.
tweaks, and that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is that I can tell you exactly why this fails or that fails because I've tested it and why, and I can also tell you why this is probably as good as you're going to get in the world of crypto from what I'm seeing. If it's momentum based,
Right.
like you have other strategy where you have a mean reversion strategy type, but that's a totally different ball of wax. That style of trading is totally different. That's probably more complicated, but I'll tell you from what I've been told by the experts, you have when you put on a position with a mean reversion, 80% chance that you'll be profitable. Whereas in momentum, you're probably at best 50% probability of having a profitable position. And this strategy is momentum based in crypto against crypto. This is the hardest type of bot to create to be able to say you're profitable in. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is really some good news. Like, I mean, when watching that, you told me to read that. You know what? Is the log things? Go through the log. And then I got it. Then it was hitting me. Cause now I kind of understand. Cause it's like, I've been doing that such a long time. Reading logs, look at the numbers, percentages. It was like, oh my goodness, this is really easy.
Yeah, you're referring to the hourly moves?
No, that too. You talked about you're not going to take it because if it's a hourly, it goes going against you. Like saying the 5 minute, 15 minute, the hour is all consistent, positive. It's good.
Yeah.
But if the 5 minute, 15 minute, the 5 minute, 15 minutes is positive, and the hour is negative, that means there will be a whipsaw. So
There will be a much higher probability of it going against you. Yeah.
right. So that's what I was like. I mean, it's really. I mean, at first I was kind of understanding the scripts, the scheduler, how you pull it all down. Right now, the schedule is just for historic. What do you use the schedule for? Just to do the 1 minute for the fetch?
When you say scheduling, you mean the package, the scheduling
Yes.
package? In one of the course things, there I do mention that it's called, I believe, called. Let me see here. Called. If you just do a simple search on Python scheduler, I think it's just this schedule. It could be one of these, but there's so many different ones, and maybe that might be this one for all I know. Yeah, you could do it based on this. I don't use this.
The schedule is just for the fetch, then.
Yeah, well, what you're doing, it's like in Linux where you set a cron job, but you're doing it 100%. Yeah, this is it. So right here, this is very similar to a cron job. So you're doing the schedule right here. You import it. You define your job, which is your task or whatever, and you can schedule it every 10 minutes, every hour, and schedule at a particular time.
Got you.
And then you just put it through an infinite loop. It's simple as that. That's what I do to set the scheduler. So I'll have a scheduler that will look at whatever every minute, every 2 minutes, and within the trading logic of the rules, we put in the particular job for that particular task, and then you build a scheduler around that.
All right.
And all you gotta do is just look for that package schedule. That's it. Simple as that.
I see.
It's not that hard.
I know it's not that difficult. Exactly.
No, I mean, if I can explain in 5 minutes, it's not difficult at all. The most difficult of the whole thing is finding the bots and the trading rules that actually consistently profit. That's the hardest part. Everything else is relatively easy.
Right.
You know? But so far, so good. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. And I'm really interested to see how this thing performs in the U.S. markets with Binance US. Because all the crypto coins I see that are profiting are also listed on Binance US. That's the potential there. That's what I'm wanting to see.
Yeah, once I get this thing up and running, what I'm actually do is build a web scraper for every little crypto that's out there, crypto coin.
You can you could do that already through the scheduled or the Python downloading thing that I showed you with the CCXT.
Okay, you
Well,
got
I'll
lost
show
on
you.
that one.
Yeah, I'll show you. So let me just see where I am here. What I'm referring to is this Python CCXT. You don't know this, so if I have the exchange Binance,
I've seen it before. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. And then your pair, right? Let's say Ethereum BTC, and then the time frame.
Okay.
H1 creates the CSV file. This is what I'm referring to. So you can do it on any exchange you want with the symbol and every hour. And voila, I'll have a file of CSVs or a CSV of all the different rows for that pair over the last 1,000 rows of whatever I just downloaded.
So this gave you the minute, 5 minute, 15, 30 hour.
Yeah. You have all these time periods to play with on this exchange. Now, also, as I said, and for me to swap out from Binance, all I have to do, the exact same bot that I've got winning right now, and switch it to another exchange. This is all I got to do. Is just switch out that Binance USD, or sorry, this one here. So
but just one thing now.
Yeah.
That's not a fetch, what you just did, correct?
No, that's a download.
How many downloads can you do?
I've been doing this no problem with no limitations at all.
So why can't you use the 1 minute download?
You do, but you're not going to get the absolute latest price.
Oh, okay.
Right? That's the thing. The fetch will get you the absolute latest price.
Now I just want to know the differences. Okay.
Right? Yeah. There's going to be a slight lag here, like whenever it defines a minute, and the time I actually do it, there's going to be a lag of a minute. But as I said, these pairs move so fast. Just that slight difference can make a huge difference,
Gotcha.
right?
Yes.
But this little script command here, the CCXT market data, that is the power of the downloading and just swapping out the exchange right here. But I keep the trading logic the exact same in my bot.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because now I can then maybe download data if I wanted for Kraken. I could do that too. So I can have the exact same trading bot I want and just swap it over to Kraken.
The Kraken you said we can't use anyway.
Well, I don't like Kraken. I mean, Kraken's okay to play with.
The technology was
yeah. If you were to put on a trade, you'll find that your trades won't go through because there's some kind of error. And that's what I'm saying. It's bad technology. Coinbase.
I don't get it. Why would they not want to fix that?
Well, they've been fixing all kinds of problems over at Kraken, and nothing gets dealt with. But you see that's a huge hindrance on your live trading performance.
Right.
Because if you put a buy in, and then you go, okay, my bot's telling me to do the sell, and now it's not allowing me to sell because the technology is not allowing the order to get through. So you'll have all these missed opportunities.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep watching it, and I'm gonna get better and better at it. That's
yes.
what I do, just keep watching it. I'll have something to do from now to maybe.
I will tell you this: so if you want to know what the movers are, watch this top 20 list, because in a month you watch these guys, you'll know which coins are moving, and most of the time it's only these, and most of the time these are the only ones you'll be trading. Right? This is a typical very down negative day today, because out of the top 20, only these are performing. Out of 6, 7 out of 20 are profitable, and the moves are like tiny.
Now, how did you get that to pop up? Well, that's okay. You have to do it. That's okay, because I'm going to I'm gonna be watching this video anyway.
Yeah.
Wow, this is great.
No, I'm telling you, because the problem with when you see this kind of hourly or 24-hour moves, these are awesome. The problem is if you think Neo's going to go back up at 1.5% tomorrow, chances are it won't happen, and that's why it's so volatile. But if you can sit there waiting for those what they call the breakout, but make sure that you have enough momentum and support in the price over a certain amount of time, as I described, you can profit and just get maybe the last tail end of that profit. And
especially this is volume that has to be there.
Right, but here's the thing. When Bitcoin moves like it did a few Fridays ago and it's 40%, everything moves up 10, 20%. That's when you're making money by the bucket loads. Because the momentum's so strong and so strong moving up.
Right.
That's when you make real coin, was when Bitcoin moves or another Bitcoin. I mean, on the other hand, there's other days where Bitcoin Cash went up 20%. I think where's Atom? This one, Cosmos, that went up 50% in an hour. And why?
Wow.
Because Coinbase said, well, we're going to do this and this with Atom or Cosmos, and the thing moved for about 3 hours. But the thing was, it was still so volatile, the bot wasn't able to take advantage of the price because it was just so many down moves. But when the whole thing's moving up, it'll go crazy. And you can make really good returns. I'm just waiting for those days to come back, and I think it will over the long run. And this kind of bot will do really well. And so far, it's doing okay. I mean, it's not making millions of dollars, but it's scalping little things, and if you can do that every day, 7 days a week, that adds to your account.
Exactly.
So I don't know of any other asset class that gives you that. I mean, when you look at our bar chart. Where's our bar chart? Right here. If I look at the percent change movers, nothing's really changed here. And these percent moves are not going to go too far for you. Except, I mean, you got Dow futures has moved up a little bit at 0.09. But it's the good thing about this one, it's consistent. You know what I mean? It doesn't move as much as crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I was to watch, like when we started the stream in the last hour, 20 minutes, you know, for the last, let's say, half hour, the British pound has been moving up, and it's stayed moving up. So
Yeah, I noticed that. You're
it's
right.
not as volatile. So here, when you try to approach the same logic that we're talking about, you're not going to make a boatload of cash, but you'll consistently be able to much in an easier way to profit.
Right.
Because you know that the British pound has been up 0.5% for the last hour, and you just have that bot just put those trades in on scale too. So and you got two other ones like the yen and well slightly the Dow futures. So that's not too bad. So there's opportunities in this. The thing I like about the micro is it's just more consistent. You don't have to go crazy with the volatility and have to worry about that. And on the other side of it, you have the protection of the CME because it's so regulated.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but definitely, I got to get this one down.
Yeah. Well, this to me, this is the next phase. Like the crypto's proven. As I said, today, right now, you're not going to make oodles of money, but when it moves, there's more than potential of doing that. Here, it's the same, but it's consistent. You don't have to deal with the wild, crazy volatility, from what I'm seeing. But I'd have to understand the nuances of these instruments before I say yes or no on what I'm saying. But it looks to be a lot more stable than crypto, for sure.
Gotcha.
And
I can't think of anything else, man. Man, this is really great. I didn't know. I had no idea. I knew about you about 2 years ago, but the only thing you talked about was what's it called, that high frequency trading. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
You
No.
told me 300. I'm like, I'm not 300 grand.
I've verified the platform if I was ever to do that, but you'd have to have a very large account, like $500,000 account. And the other software I would probably try to use is Deltix, and then that's a $15,000 a month piece of software. That's what the banks and the hedge funds use. Deltix, yeah.
But is that a Windows-based program?
Well, it's more Windows, yeah. But they do
on the front end and the actual trades going on the back end.
Yeah, there's two parts to Deltix. Most of the newer development is in Windows.
Okay.
But there is the older components that run on Linux, and some components and those older APIs will support Java, so you kind of can do Linux, but all the latest, newest stuff is in Windows with C#.
I'd love to see that day.
Yeah, well,
have that.
If I was at that day, I don't think I'd be teaching people because there's so much money to be made there, if it works.
Right.
Yeah, Deltix are a great crew of people as well.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying Deltix are a great crew of people, no different than MotiveWave as well. I mean, MotiveWave have been awesome. Like they got great support. I love what they're setting up, and the latest changes in the software has been just unreal.
Okay, you said now that once to get the money off of, going back to crypto, get the money, how long does it take you to pull your money out of your account?
Well, it depends. Okay, I like if you look at the order. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So we talked about all the different markets you can play in: XRP, Tether, and Tron, let's say, or whatever market. The only markets this bot plays in is either Ethereum or Bitcoin. So you're gonna have separate wallets for each of those markets. So let's say you want to withdraw out of Ethereum. Usually, I'm seeing, providing my wallet address, I can get that transfer usually within an hour and a half. And with Bitcoin on that blockchain, maybe 2 to 3 hours. It's a little slower, but the key is not that. The key is how long does it take the exchange to put what's in your account onto the blockchain of either Ethereum or Bitcoin. That's the key part. From what I'm seeing,
Gotcha.
it's instant where Binance will transfer that whatever amount onto the Ethereum or Bitcoin blockchain, which is very fast. And after that, it's just once it's on the blockchain, it's just a matter of time before from their wallet moves into my wallet. So as long as the exchange puts whatever you're requesting onto the public Bitcoin or Ethereum blockchains, those are the key. How long does that process take? And with Binance, it seems to be pretty quick. And knowing that raises my confidence with Binance. Whereas I've heard horror stories with some of the other Asian-based exchanges. They could take days. It's a nightmare. But Binance is good so far.
Well, what I'm going to do is, once I get it all set up, I'm going to have this with these, it going at maybe 10 seconds, constantly checking. I'm going to open up another account. So if I'm making 10 per day, I take the same amount, I'll make 20%.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, but you see, you got to understand though. Ask yourself this, because you're U.S. based,
Right.
and you as an American cannot apply to the Binance Asian exchange, right? The Binance.
Okay.
So technically, you are locked into the only the Binance U.S. exchange.
Okay.
So that's a disadvantage for you as an American. Sorry, I don't make the rules, but just telling you. So you'll have to find a way to get into the Binance Asian exchange, and I bet you dollars to donuts, they'll be looking for all the IPs that are based out of the U.S. to block them.
Well, what if I had a server in another country?
Yeah, so if you did like in my case, out of Canada, you should have no problem.
What would be the benefit of me doing that?
Well, I'm just again theorizing here, but if you're using what you're intending to do with a non-US IP, you should be okay. But if you're trying to do what you're trying to do with Binance Asia on a US IP, you may not be able to do what you're looking to do. Because
I see what you're saying.
They're going to block all the US based IPs.
All right, so they have hosting companies all over the world.
That's right.
Able to
just making you aware.
Okay. Oh.
Right.
Not a problem. I know that there are a bunch of them, like especially in Europe and honestly, it's hard to get a hosting server in Asia. I tried before.
Well, that might be because they know that you're an American.
Oh, that's why.
That's possible. I'm not saying it is. I mean, if I did it as a Canadian, they may not care. But the thing is, I'd rather be with a Western-based service.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Hong Kong, no. Singapore, yes. Like I know Owanda's based out. All their servers are based in Singapore, and I think that's where the Binance servers are as well, or out of Japan. But you got either Japan or Singapore that you should be able to have no problem.
I can get a Singapore box then.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's high velocity in Singapore. I'm not sure.
But there's so many big hosting providers that have like data centers throughout the world.
Right.
I mean, with confidence, you should have no problem as long as it's not U.S. based.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
Definitely will keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think you'll have to.
Yeah.
It's like the thing is, the politicians say America is the most freest country in the world, and I'm like, not from a trading perspective. You got all these things stacked up against you, and then there's also the day pattern trading rule where while you want to do an automated trade, you have to have 25,000 US in the name of protecting yourself. It's ridiculous.
I know.
And that's not liberty.
Now,
yeah.
This is the question I wanted to ask you. I forgot, but now it came back to me. This is the question.
Yeah.
What we have done with RCP and ROC.
Yep.
Could y'all apply that rule on a morning and an evening shutdown on the penny market in the morning breakout
Yeah,
in the pity market.
sure.
I'm like, it's moving so fast. That's a good way to catch it.
Yeah, I mean, you could. It's universal. ROCP is definitely universal. I'm going to say rate of change percent. Yeah, it's universal. There are a lot of people that will trade on breakouts on morning sessions when the markets open up.
Right.
But I've been watching a lot of videos and from these so-called gurus that do the same type of strategy. And as a newbie trader, I think that's very difficult to do. I mean, here we're kind of doing breakouts as well, but it's not like there's going to be thousands of people trading the same pair when there is a spike or a breakout on that particular pair. So you don't have to worry about that problem. But when it comes to stocks, for sure, that could be a big, massive challenge because thousands of people are doing it, right?
Okay.
Like if you go, I watched Warrior Trader. The thing is, you got the guy Ross Cameron, who's got sometimes 2,000 people in a trading room, and they're just sitting there waiting for him to say, "Okay, I'm going to buy Apple right now." You're going to have 2,000 people buying Apple. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But how do you
Now
do?
this is what.
How do you do that with
Sorry.
a? But how
No,
do
no, you're right. You knock him up. You kind of leveling the playing field doing that. Of what you're trying to do.
Well, yeah.
You're bumping heads. Exactly.
But the other problem is then you got accusations of things. You know what front loading is?
I'm not 100% sure what it means.
Okay, front loading. Let's say you get a guy like Mr. X, who's some leading trading guru. He's got 500 people in a trading room. He then discovers this weird penny stock, XYZ. He says, I'm going to buy it right now. Okay? What he'll do, he'll load up on stocks before in another account, loading up on that particular little penny stock, waits 5-10 minutes, right? Then he goes to his chat room and says, "Okay, I just bought right now X amount of this stock." All of a sudden, that price is going to get driven up, right?
Right.
And then the guy, Mr. X, will then exit the trade as the price spikes, waits another 5 minutes, says, "Okay, I'm out." But he was out 5-10 minutes earlier, and then everybody that put in that position are going to get clobbered because everyone else is getting out.
True.
And that's what you call front loading.
But he won't be able to sell.
Well, the guy, the guru will, because he's
he's in front of them.
Right. That's called front loading. It's illegal to do that.
Oh.
Highly illegal to do that.
Okay, this is my last question.
Yeah.
Do you have access? I didn't look. I thought I saw that TAlib in C++. Did they have something like that?
Yeah, well, TAlib was written in C++. Everything else in TAlib is a wrapper to C++, like the Python one.
Oh my God! With that and that kind of speed,
I don't think you'll see much difference.
In speed.
Not at that level. I mean, if you were doing as you were looking for the high frequency trading stuff, that's when you start looking at those platforms like Deltix and stuff like that. The effort to try to, it's basically hair splitting.
Right.
I don't think you get much benefit out of being in C++. The thing that people complain about Python, it's slow and all this, is to me a bunch of bollocks, because you have to understand, I can now, with this framework that I built, I can build out a trading bot in 2 hours, right? Now, if I want to take the same trading logic and apply and build it in C++, it'd probably take me days, maybe even weeks. So
right.
Python, the speed to develop something is much faster than C++, Java.
Well, that I know.
Right, but in terms of the performance itself, yeah, there's going to be huge differences. But the thing is, from a retail trading perspective, I don't think that's really worth pursuing and blowing your brains out. It's just you're going to spend weeks on end trying to, as I call it, hair splitting on something that you just be spinning your wheels a lot, and it's just one of those rabbit holes you just don't want to go down.
I got you.
That's why I like Python. And I'm speaking that based on experience with C#, Java, and C++.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like Python, because you can get stuff done fast.
Gotcha. Can you hold on a second?
Sure.
All right.
So how many positions do we have that's profitable? Yeah, let me see here. How many positions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cells. Okay, so we got. So that's profitable. That's a loser. Profitable. Loser. Profitable. So 3 out of 5 that are profitable. That's 60%. Not bad. I'll have to net that out and do a report.
Okay, I'm here.
Yeah, I just wanted to just did a conclusion here on this bot so far. We have 5 positions. 3 of them are profitable. So that's a 60% win ratio
Right.
against a live trading account. That's, to me, that's not bad. And if
I'm
this,
still trying to. I'm sorry.
go
I'm
ahead,
still
go
trying
ahead.
to figure out how you're doing something in a minute. Like that's like suicide to me.
Say that again.
Like how do you? How's the ATR come up with a closing when he's only looking at minute data? I was like, I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, the thing is, what you got to remember is you put on a position.
Right.
There's 2 things I've not updated you on. We've talked about ATR last week, and then we talked about in the past Fibonacci levels. Okay?
Okay.
What I found, which I'm going to update you on, ATR works somewhat. The key here that I found over the last week, since I've talked to you on this,
Uh huh.
Fibonacci levels, the price hits the Fibonacci level more times than it hits the ATR level that you're looking for.
Oh.
Okay, so if you did a test on doing a Fibonacci retracement level
Right.
on a position when you add it to the watch list, what you don't want to do is change all your Fibonacci levels from that point once you add it to the watch list. You follow me?
I follow you.
So you have the same Fibonacci levels throughout a certain period, and that means that when you do put on a position, you're using an original set of Fibonacci levels. Because if you keep changing the Fibonacci levels, you're going to be changing the goalposts.
I got you.
So what you're doing here is what I found is there's the different levels. There's level 5 and 618.
Uh huh.
Historically, I always said trade at enter at level 618.
Well, I remember you talked about that before.
Right. And then when it hits the 786, that's your first leg of profit to exit. Okay?
Right.
That's what I'm finding is happening more than when it hits the ATR. So most of these positions that are being taken at the 786 level, not the ATR level. Because I
Okay.
did a test with a live account like this. I tested for about a week, seeing if I can close out positions when it hits a certain ATR level.
Gotcha.
It never closes. But then if I put a Fibonacci level of, let's say, 786, it'll close out the position.
Right.
Because it's always hitting that level before it hits the ATR level. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's something you take away for crypto. Now, that can be completely different for Forex, and it can be completely different with these micros.
I know you can't use the same strategy in different instruments. I know that. I know. You're
Yeah,
right.
but if you it depends what you're looking to do. If you're trying to do a momentum based strategy, uh, then yes, you could, but usually you'll probably be using a Fibonacci level as your exit, not the ATR.
Gotcha.
I can't guarantee that until I start testing it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the thing that moves in your direction with, let me just go over the bar chart. If I go to the bar chart, okay, and look at those moves over the last hour and a half, let's say,
Right.
and I look at those movers, looks like we have something totally different here. Okay, these are all the agricultures. So we're not. So here's our top performer right here, of British pound. Now we have the New Zealand dollar, and then we have all these other products we'll not have access to through the micros. But at the same time, it's been holding steady for the last, let's say, hour, 0.5%.
That's true.
So the volatility is not a concern to me.
Right.
So if I put on a position at a certain level and it's just moving up, it's going to scalp up every hour 0.5% or whatever. I don't know how this is measured. Percentage change of what? Over a 24-hour period? Over an hourly period? I don't know. So I have to experiment a lot more. But at the end of the day, to say, is there volatility in these particular instruments in the futures market? I'm not seeing it.
Gotcha.
But you can see here the potential if you're in the futures market. Look at this. You got oats up to almost 2.5%. That's pretty good.
I know.
But the thing is, the thing that I like about futures and options is that you can use fundamental data to work in your favor. So if you're scouring online for news, let's say using IQ Feed in the agriculture space, you can use that and then put your basically your bets on that call to see if that particular future will move up or down based upon the news. And that's using fundamental data.
Gotcha.
But this is pretty good. This is similar to looking at crypto with the coin market cap.
Right.
But what you got to do is you got to get access to this service through bar chart. Because I bet you in the API they'll say what are the top movers in that particular future contract, and it will give you back a list, no different than the coin market cap, like here. So it's basically a screener.
I see.
Or, I don't know if you know about XLQ, you could do the same thing. Build your own scanner through the Excel add-in. That's another option.
Okay.
And then just use that against Interactive Brokers data. So if you go to QMatix, is the guy that makes XLQ. I talk about this in one of the PDF books. So here, if you use this add-in, again, it's Windows only. I don't make the rules. This will connect you into IQ Feed or Interactive Brokers, in fact, and you can build through the Excel add-in a screener for your futures market and see which ones are moving, because they have demos of that. And here you can do the same thing in cryptos as well if you wanted. So there's lots of opportunities using this software, this Excel add-in. It's really good. I don't know, did I ever tell you about that?
Never told me about it.
Well, it's now you know, and now the world will know.
It's the stuff is just so massive. There's so much to. My gosh, it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but this one works. This one's really good.
I do believe once I get the Chila down with the Python, I'll be able to branch off from there and start going and other things. Maybe easier for me.
Well, the thing is that what you're looking for is basically stock screeners. And from what I've seen, yeah, you can build your own on Linux and whatever else, but to be honest, why blow your brains out through that one? These things already exist, like this one, and it's built for Excel. You know, you save yourself a lot of time and pain. This thing is unbelievable. I haven't looked at this thing lately, but it is really good. And you know my thoughts on IQ Feed, and if I go with the Interactive Brokers, using this add-in, it's like, oh my God, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with this thing. and it works in any asset class as well.
Wow.
And the purchase price, dude, the
Uh-huh.
purchase price is disgustingly cheap. It's what was it, $150?
Right.
Actually, maybe
You know what I'm going to tell you? Talk about that. Remember I told you I was going to contact Binance about buying a data for second data or sub-minute data?
Yeah, I've already looked into that. The answer is no.
No.
Yeah,
I
no.
thought they would sell it to you.
Yeah, they won't.
So how does a big corp do it then?
The
Or a
which?
hedge fund? How
Well,
does the hedge fund do it?
Well, you remember those data sources I provided you? Remember the historical data that you can buy from?
That's historical. We're talking about you want it every millisecond, let's say.
Well, the closest you'll get is using that fetch function in CCXT.
The fetch?
The fetch, yeah.
That's only a minute. You only get a minute.
No. You can call that anytime you want. Every second, you can call that any amount of time you want, as long as you work within the trading rules.
What are the trading rules?
Well, Google.
Oh shoot! I thought you told me you could do it only per minute.
No. You can do it sub-second if you want. That's something I thought of. But yeah, the trading rules they tell you how many requests you can put out there per whatever it is. Right here, trading rules. So these are the rules.
No records. I thought you were saying me set up another box and do it.
No, it's out of your account. Yeah, there's trading rules. You just got to know the amount that you can work with.
Or what do you believe it is?
It's generous, but I don't know what you're trying to do. But if you're just doing one or two positions like I am, yeah, you could probably get away with it.
So I can do it like every 600 milliseconds if I wanted to.
Yeah, you could, using the fetch, yeah.
And they're not going to say a word about it?
Well, as long as your number of requests are within the rules that they set, you should be okay.
I'll just send them an email and see what they say. What is their rules for and how many times you can run a fetch?
Well, it says it right here at this site.
Oh.
I'm just trying to get another browser here because it messes up when my account's open. It's the good SEO that they have. It's going to open up this one. Let me just see what it
I have very little losses then, I can tell you that.
Huh?
I have very little losses. I can get it at sub-millisecond. Sub-second, I'm saying, sub-second.
Yeah, you could. Well, sub-minute, you mean? Oh, you could do sub-second, but...
Yeah, sub-second, exactly.
Well,
I
don't
right.
the response on the fetch, I think will take more than a second. But you can definitely do it sub-minute, that's for sure. Let's see here. What are the trading rules? Okay.
Tell me again, why are you telling us only per minute, one per minute?
Sorry?
Why would you tell me only one per minute?
Because the response time.
Oh, you could build a system and make it run faster than that.
Well, whatever, but there's going to be a response time on how many milliseconds it'll take to get the data that you're looking for.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not giving me the trading rules.
So my best was just send them an email, right?
Well, I'll just do a search on it right here. Look for the trading rule. Do a search on it on Google.
I thought you just did. You didn't come up.
I don't know. It's just I don't know what's going on, but there's somewhere you can find it publicly, I'm sure. I don't know. Well, it's bizarre. This link is no good. Doesn't take me to where I want. Let me try another browser. I don't know are you familiar with this browser called Epic?
I've heard of it. I never used it.
Oh man, this thing's good. It has a built-in VPN, really powerful. Okay, so I'm gonna try.
I have a friend of mine. He's a front-end guru with this type of stuff.
Huh?
I have a friend of mine. He's this type front-end apps. He's very good at. I mean, he's like an expert at it.
Yeah. Okay. See, it's gonna be slower here with the VPN.
Right.
This thing here, if it can get it working. I don't know what's going on. This is the problem when you start using VPN technology. Is looks like okay. Take me here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's just this link is useless.
All right, we'll just have to. I'll send them an email. See what they
Yeah,
say.
well, it's out there. I don't know what's going on. But somewhere in there, you should be able to find on Google the trading rule with Binance.
Right.
Let's see here. I'm gonna choose a site that doesn't have Binance in it. Okay, so this might be something. So right here you have the VPN option, so you can pretend to be. So I'm right now pretend to be out of Singapore. This is the thing I like about this.
Oh, that's why you like it.
Oh yeah, because you don't have to pay. See, program automated system, build rules. Oh, horrible. Let me see here. Binance review. I don't know what search terms to look for, but there are the rules that I know.
Yeah, I just hate to be getting going and they kick me off. That's
Well,
all I want.
you gotta know. You gotta know.
Yeah, the rules.
You gotta know. I just don't know why they make it difficult to know what the number of requests you can make over a certain period of time. I mean, yeah, you might be able to get in touch with them, but there's definitely. I do know it's fairly generous. If you're only watching one or two open positions, you should be okay. But if you're trying to do it across, let's say 20, 30, yeah, you will have a problem.
Right.
And even if I find it and it's not on Binance, it may be not up to date, you know? So they launched this DEX exchange, so that might have its own set of rules as well. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not in my case. I don't worry about it because I'm within the limit.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think you should be okay.
Not a sub-second.
Not sub-second, no, because you
A
got to
minute.
remember the response between your server's location and Binance server. There's gonna be a time needed, and the only way you can get real fast is you got to be on one of these Equa Next or whatever they. I can't remember the and you got to be in the data center where Binance trades, and you would be spending thousands upon thousands of dollars per month to get that kind of access.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're just blowing your brains out on that one too. Um,
So, what do you think is my best bet? Just do it
just do it.
minute.
What's that?
Just do it minute. Don't do it. Try
Yeah,
to get
just
any
just worry
faster
about
than
a
that.
minute. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, I don't see the advantage of trying to do sub-second here. Um, the only sub-second that may matter is if they do their announcements of certain cryptos that are putting on a new exchange, and you're racing to get your orders in among other thousands of other traders when new coins come out, when they list the new coins. That's where it matters. But beyond that, I don't see any other advantages or any use cases you would want for sub-second. Sub-minute, I get. Sub-second, I don't see it.
Well, not sub-second, but every second, let's say.
Well, okay, you could
That's
do that, but uh, I think personally, every 10 seconds or every 20, 30 seconds, you should be okay. I mean, they don't move that fast.
oh, I
But
thought you said that. Okay, that's within reason.
yeah, yeah, I think every 10 seconds, even 10 seconds, you may be able to do it. But again, if you're only watching one or two positions, then maybe be able to get away with it. But again, in order to, as far as I remember in the rules, let me see if I have on my website. Maybe I have the trading rules. Let me see here. because minimum orders, Binance. Let me see here. No, I don't have. I don't think I have the trading rules listed on my site.
I'll send them an email and see what they come back with.
Okay. Well, if you dig enough, you may be able to get away with knowing what you need. I just find it particularly. I don't know why they don't list those trading rules. I mean, you can see they had a link there,
Right.
but
Unless they got rid of them.
no, I think it's more either competition or people abusing it.
What do you mean, the rules or the?
Yeah, abusing the rules, trying to do maybe what you're trying to do, and where Binance, their network was getting hit so hard that they may handle it differently now, where they may just either disconnect you or close out your account.
Oh, I thought they would just possibly just let you pay for it.
It's possible.
Yeah, I'll send them an email, see what they
Yeah, I
say.
mean, I don't know where it's at, and if I tell you one thing today, you could have a totally different answer tomorrow.
Right.
Right? Because people will abuse these sort of things. So let me see if Reddit might have an answer. Trading rules. Yeah, Reddit on the Reddit. Here we go. Good old Reddit. Let's see what we have. That is trading rules that some currencies can be only bought integer. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So yeah. You know what you do? Go to the Binance Exchange Reddit subreddit thing.
Uh-huh.
Ask your question there. You'll get answers for sure.
Okay. So go to
Okay.
Binance.
Yeah. Just Reddit/r Binance Exchange.
Okay, got you. Got you.
Okay, that you'll get an answer there for sure. So
Okay.
here's a link. Let's see if it takes us there. No, same spot.
I still understand it. Why would they keep that?
Well, I think they're probably changing it all the time because people are abusing it, and they're probably tired of it, and probably I wouldn't be surprised they're either disconnecting you or closing your account, or I wouldn't be surprised that is the case.
But how can, like, again, how can people abuse it if they can't figure out who's doing it? You know what I'm saying? I can just act to someone else and open an
Well,
account and just,
it's probably like any other exchange, right? Like if you try to do HFT stuff on this exchange, they're not going to publicize that you broke the rule, but they'll just close your account. So let's say I do know on certain forex exchanges, they don't allow scalping. So if you do scalping on that account, on a broker that doesn't allow it, they'll close your account without question, and you may not even get your money back either. So that's a risk you
well,
take. So be forewarned. Now, how will Binance handle it? I don't know, and that's why I'm strongly suggesting I wouldn't go down that path. I don't see the advantage of it. But as I said, you have an option to go onto the subreddit here and ask that question.
I am.
Yeah, I think that's
Will
your
do.
best route because I do think the employees over at Binance are watching this subreddit thing pretty closely.
All right, will do.
All right,
All right, thank you very much.
no problem, man.
I'll let you know how it's going. I gotta go. I'm gotta go through every video. The
Yeah,
extra
yeah,
things that
yeah.
I
You know
miss.
me, man. Ask away. I'll try to help you out where I can.
Well, the answer sometimes within your, all your study materials.
Yeah, no problem.
Right.
That's why I do this weekly thing. So guys like you can come out and say, "Hey, what's this? What that?" I'm just going to give you my most honest opinion.
This is the last thing. Now, what is the? I have to look under on your website to get those. Remember that? You showed me that when you do a search. It was under N
Oh, for the
something.
software stuff,
Right.
all you gotta do is log in under here,
Yeah. I
and
don't
then,
know about
and then go
okay.
under category. Pick
Okay. Under
off this one right here,
categories.
Elite Member Software.
Oh, come on! Look at this thing. Hold on. Here. What's fetch? I just had it. I created a file called fetch. There it is. I got it.
Okay.
Now,
And you can also do a search
okay.
in the section too.
And I have to look under the category called Elite Member Service.
No,
Elite
Elite Member Software.
Member Software.
Right. That's
Got it.
all the latest software changes.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
No problem, man. Good luck. If you got questions,
Okay.
let me know.
Thank you.
Okay. Good luck to you too.
Appreciate it.
Okay. No problem, man.
All right.
Okay. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right.